G'day, it's Brak here. How are you today? Look, I'm all excited. This arrived in the post today, so I thought I'd flick through it and discuss a few things. So let's go and have a look. Alright, let's open him up. There you go, there's two things there. There's the Grand Tournament 2001 pack. Ta-da! And the Mid-Tournament Field Manual, which quickly has all the points. I'm not really going to cover this. It's an Orc channel, and we all know the Orc Codex is coming up. These points are pointless, and I don't think there are any increases in there. Alright, let's have a little look at the book. And yeah, look, this compared to last year's, it looks thinner. However, exactly the same amount of pages. The reason why the last year's was thick because it has this big ring binder. Now I can't work out whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. The binding has changed. These could tear easy, but this will fall out. The new stuff may fall out in time too. I think this is probably going to be a bit more protected than that. You know, I didn't use it much, so yeah, look. So you got last year's. Yes, so we can see there was a bit of wear and tear in the last year's book. I miss that. That'd be great. It's a shame why they still can't do that with this. That would be nice. I do like a good bookmark. Looks like I'm going to have to revert back to sticky notes. Alright, so a few little changes. There's not much overhaul. This is new, this battle ready bit, and all that it's replaced was a picture of picture of Ultramarines. And then we've got the Grand Tournament 21 games. There's no change here. This basically tells you how to play the game. The missions, the names are the same. Just the rules, the more rules. The secondaries. So there have been some adjustments. I haven't worked out whether they're good or bad yet, but let's go through them. So in the Battlefield Supremacy, engage all fronts is basically the same. They have replaced Line Breaker with behind all lines, and it's a bit harder. You get 4 victory points at the end of the turn if you've 2 or more units from your army are wholly within your opponent's deployment zone. If there's only 1, you get 2 victory points. So yeah, it's not too bad, I suppose. Stranglehold is a harder form of domination. So yeah, you score 3 victory points at the end of your turn. You control 3 or more objective markers, and you also control more objective markers than your opponent controls. So the big thing is, I think it's harder because it has the and, so you can't get it if you've got 2 and they've got 1. So that's just making things a little bit harder to get these secondary objectives, I think. No mercy, no respite. Look, the no prisoners is basically the same, except what they've done is you won't get any points for killing vehicles, monsters or characters. So yeah, a little bit harder there. Grind them down, basically the same. And to the last, That's basically while we stand, we fight, except it is a little bit harder because, say, if you were to take your 3 unit of your 3 unit buggies, split them all up, and one of those is destroyed, you don't get the full 5 points. You'll get 3 instead. So, yeah, it is what it is. Just it was a handy one. It was a handy little one for us orc players. Now they've changed the shadow operations. They've put it in a different area. Now these they're basically the same. I'm not going to go through them too much. Some are a little harder, some are a little easier. I think the big things to point out is the retrieval data. It sounds pretty complicated, but by the end, you know, you get some victory points if you got tallies, and yeah. It sounds pretty complicated, but I don't think I'll be using it. I'm not quite sure it's a really good one to use for orcs at the moment. Deploy teleport homers. It's basically teleport homer that bikes can use. So it's infantry and bikes, and they've changed the scoring a little bit. Okay, now in Purge the Enemy, we have Assassination, which is basically the same. They got rid of, what I'm really upset about, they got rid of Cut Off the Head. That was one of my favourites. I used to like doing it, so I'm a bit sad about that. Titan Hunter, they've rejigged the points there. It used to be 10, 12 and 15 points, but now it's 4, 9 and 15. So you've got to work a little harder to get that one. And bring it down almost the same, except that now if you take away a monster or a vehicle with wound characteristics of 20 or more, then you get 3 victory points. So yay! And Warpcraft, I'm not quite sure many orc players would use that, so I'm not going to talk about that too much, and there's just rejiggered. And how all changes. So we've got, yeah, look, it looks pretty, it's all nice. For those people who haven't seen one of these things before, haven't got the Grand Tournament 2020 that I'm looking at, I'll just do this for your benefit. So you've just got the main missions, and there's a lot of this for the incursion, so that's 10,000 points to go through. Rah. Yeah, no real changes there. Tells you all you need to know to score your primary objectives, and wonderful. And then we've got this lovely little artwork in the middle, and that's the same. And the Strike Force missions, no changes there. The name's the same, it all looks the same. Even the strange numbering up the top's the same. And just flick through that so you can get a good look. We'll slow down. Now what did upset me here, it really upset me, is the basic rule bits, is that this picture has changed. It used to be a picture of Gaz and Ragnar having a good stout. Now they've replaced it with 2 factions, which don't really interest me at all. But other than that, that's basically it. Here are the basic rules. Good thing about that, so it's your main rules, the ones that you need to look at, and this is why you would get this book, is so that you can actually don't have to take the big rule book with you when you go to tournaments and games and things like that, so it makes it a lot easier. And there we go, just flick through that, so there's no real difference there. And you've probably seen this before, there's no change in the stratagems, and strategic reserve, terrain, 3 rules about terrain, and so the common terrain gives you the its terrain still confuses me. But I haven't had that many games. And then they're the all-important rare rules, which is, I don't know, I find these rare rules come up a lot more common than what the name rare rules would suggest. And there you have a short rules and glossary. So there you have it. It's nice. It's not a bad book. Now, there has been some chatter over there in the internet from other channels and other people saying that this is a waste of money. Now, I've got a different take of that. Yeah, look, if you have been playing this game for a while and you've got the Grand Tournament 2020, then a nice PDF of updates would have just been all you needed. However, there are some people out there, especially new players, who might not have that. So this is more for them. And really, and it's also the other type of person who might like to have this is your book collector. Slightly different. I like to collect books, and then I can and I'm sure that when it comes to whinging about these things in the future, I can put up my 2 books and argue in my old man voice which one was better, and that's always a good thing. So yeah, there you are. Look, it is expensive. I think in the US it's $40. In Australia it's $70. However, third party, you can get up to 20%. I got mine from Emerald Games online, and yeah, got 20% off. So bargain. So there you have it. The Warhammer Chapter Approved Grand Tournament 2021. Don't leave for tournaments without it. Or do. It's up to you. It's your choice, your hobby. You do what you like. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe and share. Do all the algorithmic things. And if you would like to help me out financially, there's always a Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. The links are in the description. Okay, time to toddle off. So remember, if you go on crumpin', you've got to bash early and bash often.